Hi, everybody. This is Amandeep signing in live from home. And if you have joined me on this live session today, then please send me a comment or a message and let me hear you. Let me, feel you. Let me sense you and let me, welcome you onto this live session today. Thank you for joining in. Team Brilliance, always vigilant, always active, always, available. So we have Hina Kapoor here saying hello from Team Brilliance, Akansha saying hello from Team Brilliance. And if you have tuned in from YouTube, and if it's the first time you are watching this channel, we recommend you subscribe my channel and press on the bell icon as we are uploading, some great videos every week regarding public speaking, regarding improving your communication skills, regarding how you can conduct yourself in front of a group, how you can make more sales, generate a lot of income, and manifest the outcomes you're after. So it's going to be a great journey. And anybody joining in for the first time and you have never seen me before, very quickly, I want to share with you that I'm an international speaker, trainer, coach, and author. I work with people so that they can find their voice, so that they can become great teachers, trainers, and they learn the art of public speaking or conducting themselves, in front of a group in a way that they can monetize their experience, their knowledge, their expertise, and manifest the outcomes they want in their life. Surya is here. Surya, I got your video on WhatsApp. Thank you for sending it to me, and I'm glad you are finally coming out of your shell. You are projecting, and you're getting comfortable being who you are, in the way you look, in the way you are, because you're absolutely perfect in the way you are. You are perfectly imperfect for a great human being. All of you, not just to Surya, including me. I am perfectly imperfect for the person I am. Your weaknesses, your strengths, maybe a bit of extra weight on your body if that's what you have right now, or you're too thin, you're too tall, you're too short, as per other people. But as per you, you are the most perfect human being on planet Earth right now. The voice you were meant to have, you got it. The family you were meant to be in, you are in that family. The city you were meant to live in, you're still living in that city right now. Everything is happening, as per the universal plan. So today I did a session, an advanced session with one of my favorite student, Achal Junjanwala, a phenomenal trainer. She speaks on minimalism. She speaks on decluttering your life, and I love her. I love her for many different reasons because the heart she carries is amazing. And she would do a lot of great things. We are very glad we have somebody like her, in our advanced level program. And going through, on that session, which was very intense, where I was using all my experience, for the last 11 years to enhance her story, which is called, your unique positioning story. If you're a speaker, trainer, coach, you would relate to the term your unique positioning story. If you don't understand your unique positioning story, it's like one of your special, story which you share with your audience, with your students, with your participants, with your clients, whenever you face them, especially maybe for the first time when people come and watch you, see you, hear you speak about your product, your business, your topic. You tell them, your journey as to what gives you the rights, for you to teach them about that topic. How did you become a master of that topic? Why should they listen from you? Why should they learn from you? That's kind of, you are subconsciously answering from them. Like my story, is starting from a one-room house in Calcutta with illiterate parents, being suicidal, being abused, being overweight, not feeling worthy, all that, to where I am today, to become Tony Robbins trainer, to have spoken on Success Resources stage, not one time, not two times, not 10 times, maybe hundreds of times at different events, representing Success Resources, representing Tony Robbins, which are very big names in the industry, And that's why some of my trainer friends, they call me the Indian version of Tony Robbins. I think, they're very generous, they're very kind. I'd rather be who I am, and I like to brand myself as a man deep, the man with very deep wisdom. So coming back, yeah, your unique positioning story, something you got to work on and design. If you are tuning in from my public speaking group right now, understand you got to work on your unique positioning story. Once you get your unique positioning story, your craft, your public speaking appearance, your group discussion or group appearance will become much more impactful than where it is right now. You must work on your story. It will take you a while, at least good quality number of hours. I cannot pinpoint exactly how many hours. In my understanding, it can take anything between 10 to 100 hours. Yeah, you heard me correct. That's the minimum time it will take. It can even maximum time it can take, maybe 100 or more than 100, depending on who you are, where you are on your journey, whether you're working with a mentor like me or not, because some people want to figure it out on their own, and then they invest 10, 12, 15, 20 years of their life figuring it out, which they do maybe eventually after 10, 15, 20 years. But what's the fun? What's the fun of enjoying that success after 20 years when you could have cut short your journey by maybe 1 year or 2 years, or I don't know, a few months time, by finding a mentor like me? And that's what Anshul decided to do. So yeah, we came back to this, great understanding, as human beings, including her, including me on the call, is about perfection. I think perfection is a huge myth, which has been sold to us by media, by our mentors. And by the way, if you don't realize, you always have mentors in life. Some you choose them consciously, and most choose you by default. Like your parents, in most cases. In some cases, yeah, it could be your uncle, auntie, nanny, granny who brought you up. They're your first mentors. If you did not realize it, my friend, they were your mentors. And it was required. Otherwise, probably you will burn your hand, fall up the stairs like my daughter Muskan, break her head, put her hand in the, something which is not supposed to be done, or die out of hunger, if I don't feed her, or let's say her mother doesn't feed her. So there was all required, that mentoring was required, that nerve, that nurturing was required. But at the same time, without knowingly, most parents, or it could be some auntie, uncle, nanny, granny who brought us up, they project their belief and their limitation on us. And we take it on life, on board, and that's how we look at life. So coming back, perfection is a myth. And by the way, when I'm saying, what, don't be perfect, I'm not encouraging you to do a very shitty job and bring out whatever you feel like as your book or as your craft or as your furniture or as your business or as your service. Do a phenomenal job, when it comes to giving your service to your clients, or do a phenomenal job, when it comes to crafting your product for the business, or do a phenomenal job, when it comes to teaching your students, your audience, your participants, your attendees. Remember, you will not be able to be perfect. Yes, this is something which we teach, which I learned in my journey of becoming a teacher many years back, probably over a decade, that you must aim for perfection. You cannot help, as a human being by default, you get so much programmed into bringing perfection that you aim for it. But the only thing you have to do is let go and settle for excellence. Yes, I'll repeat that. Aim for perfection, my friend, but settle for excellence. Bring an excellent piece of you in that moment, with whatever knowledge you have, with whatever understanding you have, whatever expertise you have in the moment. When you will look back, into your life, or if you look back now into your life 5 years down the line in the past, you're not the same person, which you were 5 years back, or 7 years back, or 10 years back. When I started my journey, in 2009, in December, when I did my first public program, Therefore I Win, in Chandigarh, in a hotel called Piccadilly, we couldn't get students to come and listen to us. We couldn't get participants to come and listen to us because we did not know the business side, of speaking. We were passionate teachers, wanted to, change the world, change the youth, and did some newspaper ads, booked up a great hotel, but never made any money. But all that lessons, are handy with us right now. So coming back, when I was in that state in 2009, I was the best teacher in that moment. I did not wait to become perfect. I did not wait to be this person today, which I am, to start working on my craft and putting myself up, in the public domain or in the public arena or profile. I started, with whatever excellence I had in that time. And I can tell you, I can look back. I don't want anybody else feedback. I can tell myself, I can look at my video, from 2009, and I can say, what, I have grown at least 100 times since that time. But if I did not start in 2009, some of you who are my students, in advanced courses, you would not have become my students. So I was preparing myself to get ready when I have met you maybe last year or this year or the year before that, or maybe 3-4 years back, or maybe 5 years back. I was preparing myself, getting better, falling a few times, making a few mistakes, fumbling on a few words here and there, or forgetting about something which I was about to say. I don't know, or maybe had a bit of fear, a bit of a hitch somewhere before I went up on stage. That was all there. I kept growing, making myself better, to become the speaker I am today, to become the teacher I am today. And that's the only purpose in life I have, is to teach. I love teaching. You may have heard this say this, you may have heard me say this before. If you've been to one of my live events, you can wake me up in the middle of the night and I can teach. You don't pay me a single penny, I will still teach because I enjoy teaching. I love teaching. I'm wired that way, that I can bring transformation in people's life, in the way I speak, in the way, I take pauses, in the way I look into the eyes of a student and touch them in such a special way that have never been touched in their life. And they go back, from my live training room or virtual event saying, what, thank you, sir, for changing my life. Somebody did that to me, many years back. And that's what I do now, share my gifts of teaching with the students. So coming back, my friend, if you are waiting to become perfect one day, to bring that music out, it will never happen. For most people, their music die inside them because they're too busy, unstringing the instrument and wondering and thinking one day, when I become perfect, I will play that music. That day will never come. Or let's say, my friend, that day is today. That day is in the moment here right now. If you have been planning to write a book, then write that book. If you have been planning to quit your job, then today is the day. Quit your job. I'm not saying do it right now. All I'm saying, start working towards it, plan towards it. If that's really what you want to do, you have to be true and honest to yourself, okay? Or I don't know, if you want to start your business, then this is the day you register, even if it's COVID, if it is pandemic. You may not know this, but most successful business start during recession time. They start in a phase like this. They start when everything is falling down, let's say, or most people are running, with the fear in them for security. That's the time you take good calculated risk. You become bold. You show some courage. Yeah, there will be challenges. There will be problems. There will be things which will not go as per your plan, and the journey is going to be harder. Who said it's going to be an easier journey? If you want to become an entrepreneur and you want to be your own boss, then it will take good amount of effort. Seriously, it will take good amount of effort. Nobody got it easy. Nobody. Anybody who's your role model, you look into their life, you will realize, how they have traveled so far on the journey to be who they are and how they became your role model. You give them the respect because they earned it, not because, you just gave it to them. I hope you don't have any role models, who were born with a silver spoon. They do nothing, they have not influenced anybody, they're not leaders just because they're too rich, because their father was rich. I hope they are not your role models. I'm sure about that. I have an example written on my diary here. I'm looking at notes right now just to give me a pointer. It's about Akshay Kumar. I remember, in my school days, I watched one of his movies. I don't remember the name of that movie. It was a very shitty movie, to be honest. In my understanding, I might be wrong. Okay, Akshay Kumar obviously talks about it personally himself. When he started, his Bollywood career, I don't know, whatever, 25, 30 years back, he did not know how to act, to be honest. You can watch some of his old movies. Yeah, he did action, a lot of action, and he was good looking. So they will put some seductive scene, in the movies to see if that can become a hit. It did not. It didn't work. And so I remember this movie, I was in my school days watching, maybe probably a second, third, or fourth movie. It was a shitty movie, to be honest, But now if you look at Akshay Kumar, he's one of the highly paid and highly respected, individual in the Bollywood industry. He did not become this phenomenal actor, in one day, in 1 year, in a few weeks to few months' time. He kept on the journey, he kept failing. He kept bringing, whatever was the best in the moment, for him. And today, if you see him, is a phenomenal actor. And obviously, on top of that, he's a great human being. All right, guys. So if you are here, let me hear you. Let me, feel you. Let me sense you. Surya is here and Rupinder Kaur is here. Good to see you here, Rupinder. I hope you're doing well. You're keeping yourself safe. Anybody here on YouTube, you can drop me a message. I am checking, my comments today here. And let's have a look. Let's see, Oh, Harjot Singh Gulani is here. Harjot Singh Gulani, my friend, you need to come back to the training room. I seriously mean it. I saw some of your posts that you're in Pune, you're in some place, you can't attend this event, that event. I think now is your time, because we're doing virtual events. By the way, if you are tuning in from any part of the world and you want to work with me, we have made it possible. Thanks to COVID, thanks to Corona, thanks to pandemic, that we were forced to change our ways of running events. We were forced to find new ways, of touching people's life in special ways and co-creating almost a similar experience through our virtual events, which we are doing. We are running a phenomenally successful batch of Speak for Life with 37 participants actively involved working on their craft every single week. Every single week on Sundays, we get together for 3.5 hours, learning some very high distinctions about public speaking, about conducting yourself in a group, leveraging your time, and generating high income so that we can manifest the outcomes we are after. So, yeah, if you would like to be a part of that, then let us know. We are bringing our webinar on next Saturday, 13th of June, in the afternoon time. If you would like to be part of that, just let us know. It's a complimentary program. You can be our guest and tune in for 2 hours to learn some amazing, powerful skills of how to get the attention of your audience, how to introduce yourself in the most powerful, impactful way so that people will take you seriously and they would like to learn from you. On that note, if you've got any questions, drop it in the chat box, in the comment box. And if you've got any questions, happy to answer it for you. Sanjay Chablani, constraints brings out creativity. Yes, my friend. Sanjay, guys, you don't know, I've got a lot of regards for him. This guy had a beautiful life in the UK here, but very passionate human being, left UK, relocated to, Faridabad in Delhi because he wanted to give back and contribute, from the country he is from. He found his way. I have my way. I empower my students. I think more than half of my students are from India. If I'm not wrong, 60 to 70% students I train are all from India. And that's my way of giving back. That's my way of empowering them so that they can share their message, their story, their learnings, their expertise, their experience with the world and make the world a better place to live. Sangeeta Divan, who is going through the advanced level training with us at Speak for Life, is here. Good to see you here. Always proactive, always learning, always tuning in, always rubbing on to the energy of your mentors, is always good. For people who have done our events maybe 2 years back, Public Speaking Mastery, which used to be called as Train the Trainer, come back. If you come back, you will find a new mentor within the same mentor. You will find new distinctions, new learning within the same program. And I seriously mean that. Okay, guys, so that's all I have to share today. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, I'll do a quick recap. The only message I have, because I came out of this coaching session with Anchal, and I said, you know what, let me share this. Let me share it because we are all there, all of us, including me. We get into this whole idea of being perfect. And that's why, my book was delayed. The Secret of Winning. Oh, that's there. It's here as well. How do you go? Oh, yeah. Okay, it's here. It was delayed by almost 3 years. I have got no shame in accepting that in a public platform that, yeah, I delayed my book, for almost 3 years. That music was dying inside me, and eventually it came out. The book was pretty much ready, after a few months. It was just my whole myth of perfection and bringing a masterpiece, and better piece hindered the process. Sangeeta is saying we are always growing and learning. That's true. We are always growing and learning. Change is inevitable, my friend. For most people, they are changing towards something they don't want to go. They're still going. Subconsciously, they don't know this. Interesting. And for people like you and me, who are listening to me, I'm sure, you are into personal development. You like learning, you've been following me. You're inspired by my work. You read other books, and you're growing towards somewhere you want to go. And you know that this journey is going to take you a bit of time. It will also require a bit of help. And you would need, some guidance on this path. If you came to one of my live events, you may have heard me say this, and I would like to repeat it here again, that if you are your only help, God bless you. Seriously. We all need some help. What you see me as a speaker, as a mentor, as a trainer was not designed in a day. It took a lot number of efforts, by my mentors, by my teachers, by my coaches to craft a masterpiece out of me. And it's a skill, which I acquired to become the trainer I am today. And again, this is a myth which has been sold to many people on planet Earth that you got to be talented to be somebody. Bullshit. Seriously, bullshit. If you are not talented, my friend, you won't be born. You ran a race in the beginning, with millions of brothers and sisters, and you made it. You are the most talented sperm cell, when we ran that race together, or your brothers and sisters, when you ran it together. That's why you came out. You're the most talented one, among the rest lot. You don't have to go and find any more talent. It's all in you, the talent. All you got to find is your skills, which is transferable, duplicable, learnable, sustainable. And obviously, you have to learn it from the right mentors, who will nurture you, who will take care of you, and who will give you, the right learnings, which will help you to monetize your knowledge, your income, your expertise, and obviously, manifest the outcomes you're after. Now, it depends, what outcomes you want to manifest is entirely your personal choice. The definition of success I have may not be the same definition you have. And it's better be different. If it is same, then there's something wrong with it. We are all unique individuals. For same twin brothers, twin sisters, the journey is not same. It's similar maybe, but it's not same. Everybody's journey is unique. Everybody's success definition is unique. Thanks to COVID and Corona, I come live. I could have been doing this, last year, could have been doing it from 2014, 13, 15, I don't know. Recently, and I did a post, which I'm doing, and I'm decluttering my life, following Achal's instructions on few things, or let's say, her passion about decluttering. It's good to have quality 200 to 300 contacts, on your Facebook, rather than having 5,000 friends and not getting a single comment, or maybe just 10, 20 comments and 20 likes. I rather would have 200 quality people getting 100 likes and 50 comments, and simplify my life. Yeah, I had something here. This is one of my hangings. Yep. Keep it simple. We make it complicated. The more simple you keep it, the better it is for life. So, guys, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box. I'm happy to answer it. And for today's sharing, I think, I'm done. This is all I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I always end my sessions, by sharing this, which is true about talent, that talent is overrated. If you go deeper, they have seen that if you want to become master at something, you have to begin with purpose or passion. When you begin with purpose or passion, what will happen, that you will be okay to endeavor, you will be okay to persist, you will be okay to fall many times and still carry on. If it is not your passion or purpose, your rationals, will give up. You will give up. That's the way human beings have been coded, from the source. So you begin with purpose or passion, and you're willing. The word is willing, okay? It's not that you desire, okay, or you may do it, or you will do it. No, you're willing, which is like your commitment or dedication, okay? You're willing to put in 10,000 hours of not practice. No, my friend. Not practice. This quotation, or that title, whatever that line is, practice makes a man perfect. No, bullshit. It doesn't. It's deep practice. It's deliberate practice. I call it training. What is the difference? In practice, you're all alone, practicing on your own. When it comes to training or deep practice or deliberate practice, you have somebody watching you very closely, very minutely. It's called higher distinctions. It could be just a half a degree angle of change in the bat when you play your batting shots as a cricket. It could be half a degree of changing your foot when you kick that football in a football game. It could be, that little word you let go of when you talk about your story, or that little pause, or that little vulnerability, when you touch upon that emotions when you're doing your story. That little higher distinctions is going to give you the edge compared to other trainers, other players, other XYZ. And that's what you need in a deep practice. When somebody is watching you closely, or your mentor in a coachable training environment, looking for the minute higher distinctions, giving it to you, making you better every time you do it, and you are ready to put that 10,000 hours of training or deep practice and invest. The word is invest. 10 years of your life. And that's average as per research. It could be 11, 10 and a half. It can be 9.5. For some people, it can be 7.5 or 8.5. Doesn't matter. It's average 10 years, almost a decade, for most people. You're willing to invest that, you will become a masterpiece. Nobody can stop you. No one. Neither your critics, neither the people, who have no trust in you, in your abilities. No one. It's the consistency, which will make you that master. So coming back, passion or purpose, 10,000 hours of deep practice and 10 years of your life, you will become a master. So keep working on your craft. You are few thousand hours, few years away from your masterpiece. Lots of love. Ciao.